Okay, guys, I wanted to show you this little cool technique that I did on an image that I wanted to conceptualize from a shot that I did on my patio. So essentially, I shot the image that I wanted to work on outside on my patio because I wanted that kind of full on light like this. So this is the image that I had basically as an inspiration, right? And I really wanted to kind of generate a headpiece that had this flapper style headpiece. And what I did was I went into Sora, which is part of ChatGPT. And if you click this little plus button here, you can add images. So what I did was I uploaded from my device the image that I was going to work on. So I just took a screenshot of it so that it was small. And then I also uploaded this image here. And in the prompt, all I did was basically explain what I wanted it to look like. Obviously, this color worked, but I liked this one here as a render better. I felt like the direction that my subject's head was turned more towards her left, it would go better. So basically, I saved this image and then I cut this headpiece out and I'll show you what I did. I really think that you guys can get inspiration from any AI image because I found that on Pinterest. And then you can just kind of work your way through it that way. And so I'll show you what I did. So this is the base image, right? You can see shot on my covered patio. That's a house behind her. That's my little railing. And essentially, I cut her out. So this is my cutout. And once I cut her out, I reduced the blue color and I darkened the edges because I knew I wanted to actually place her on a almost black background. So then underneath her, I added this color. I added this color as well. And I did a little bit of pattern stamp painting, a little bit more here just to deepen the shadows behind her head so that it really matches the difference I did on the rim of her, right? Because before that, you can see in here that she was quite light around the edges. And also, I am trying not to use generative fill as much because now they have released the credit system. You're going to use your credits up really, really fast now that they're actually implementing that. So after I did all this, I then added that headpiece, and all I did was cut it out and blend it in with her, and I changed the color of the dress to match this. I know a lot of you are familiar with the way that I do that. That's using the gradient map feature. So there are tutorials on how I do that in our classroom. And then I wanted to add a pattern to the dress. So I just cut out one of the flowers and I applied it that way. Then I used the advanced mixer brush course, and you can see here that I added pearls to this part of the dress down here, more on the headpiece there. So you can see the pearls I added. And then here in this one, I just added a little bit of color dodge and I just gently brushed over the areas of these pearls. So basically I duplicated this pearls layer and then I changed the blend mode to color dodge, and then I added a mask and I painted that effect on. Okay. So in this next one here, I just again did some darkening of the edges that I felt were still too bright. Then I did my frequency separation, and then I did my basic retouch as far as lips and cheeks and, dodging and burning. And then I just played with my color toning right about here, like this. And then once I got my color toning where I wanted it to be, I did my classic oval, added another blank layer behind it, and did my pattern stamp tool. So I just wanted to show you how you can very easily, with a little bit of imagination, convert a very mundane, basic, nothing portrait into something that's maybe a little bit more interesting and timeless. Okay, I'm just going to show you how I merged the layers together or the images together of Asha and this hat. It just couldn't. I tried several times, but I tried to get it to not cut off the hat, but it cut it off every time. But all you do is you go upload from this device, and I grabbed these items here. I wanted this one. I think it was this one. Yeah, I used this hat as one image. And then I used this one here of Asha. I just took a screenshot of my basic retouch of Asha. And then essentially I said, please use the hat in image 1 and put it on the subject in image 2. And I stated the colors. I said I wanted whites and ivories, and it made the image quite yellow, but that was easy enough to fix in Photoshop. But I'll just do it in front of you. I tried to put full length, no cropping, and I just hit remix. Try it again. So it's added to my queue. It does take a while. I found that when you merge 2 layers together, it takes like 5 minutes. And again, this is Sora, which is part of ChatGPT. And I have a pro version of ChatGPT. It's $20 a month, but I can make all the images that I possibly could ever want, as well as videos. And I actually use it for research probably more than anything. So I really do love it. But I will get back to you in a sec when this is done. So as you can see, both of these, they cut the hat off. So I don't know what to do about that. So I ended up using this image anyway, and I will show you that now. Okay, so this is Adobe Camera Raw. So I'm just going to do my basic tweaks here. And I shot this using a continuous light camera left just inside my bedroom. And this is my classic hallway shot where I do this constantly all the time because I don't have a studio anymore. And essentially, all I want to do is bring up the shadows, adjust the coloring a little bit, reduce the whites, reduce the highlights a bit. But I want that high contrast because we're going to paint this. And so this is essentially all I do. I'm going to pull these shadows up just a smidge, and I'm gonna, just make sure that her skin isn't too dark. I don't like it to be too much in shadow, but I do like that range of contrast. I'm gonna do some point color here. I'm actually voice overing this because when I did this whole edit, I didn't want to have to talk during it. I thought it might be easier to just voice over it. So I'm using point color and I'm adjusting the color in her face. So you can see I'm adjusting the variance and the saturation because it was quite orange. And then even the luminance, I can pull that up a little bit or a lot, which is a lot there, but you don't want it to be that much. And the saturation. So just playing with these sliders and essentially trying to get it to a point that I like it. So now I'm going into masking. I'm going to choose her hair because I felt like it was too dark. And all I'm gonna do is going to adjust that color again. Also felt like it was way too orange, so I'm just pulling it more into the green area there, and I'm gonna adjust the luminance. And by adjusting the luminance, that's just gonna pull those shadows up as well. So now we've opened it in Photoshop. And like I said before, I'm going to paint this, and I'm essentially gonna use 2 brushes. I'm gonna use the dry knife and just a regular soft brush. And I'm gonna start by cutting her out. So I usually just duplicate my layer and I make my cutout. I'm gonna go into denoise first because this image did have a fair amount of grain once I opened it up, right? So if we zoom in, you're gonna see right now we've got it at severe noise. So I'm just gonna take a look and see if I think that that does a good enough job as far as the grain. And then I also check out standard, and then I'm gonna adjust my sliders to actually affect the image the way that I want it to be affected. And once I figure out what looks the best, then I'm just gonna go ahead and bring that back into Photoshop, and I'm going to make a mask of her, and then I'm gonna start the painting. So I'm not actually going to walk you through the entire painting process because we all know that I have a million lessons now up on painting, but I'm going to high speed through the painting just so that you can really quickly see how I did it. And honestly, I don't end up manipulating the background at all. All I do is really basically overpaint it, extend the dress because I want the dress to be more flowy. I don't want her feet showing. Create a shadow underneath her dress. And then once we go to apply that hat that we made in Sora, then I will come back and I'll voice over that portion of it. Okay, so I cut out the hat that I made in ChatGPT, and all I did was above the cutout layer, I actually, I'm above Asha layer, so the hat's still above me. If you look over here, the hat is above me. And essentially what I did is I put the layer above Asha. I changed the blend mode to multiply. And now all I'm doing is I am darkening down the highlights on her hair in the back as well as in the front. And the reason for that is because obviously the hair in the back and that part right at the very top is not going to be very bright. So I'm just coming in here and I'm just darkening down her hair. So I'm starting the process of blending Asha with that hat. And then after I do all of my shadows and highlights and what have you to blend the two together, then I'm going to take that dry brush again, that knife, and I'm going to essentially paint the hat into this image. So I still have Ash on a separate background. I still have the hat on a separate background, but now I'm simply just going to blend it all together, which is super important, right? I will do some dodging and burning afterwards. I want to add some highlight to the rim and blend it all together. For as much work as the actual painting portion of painting Asha was, honestly, this is a pretty basic, straightforward painting